You have your housekeeping detail, your recycling detail, and your lawn care detail. This all is comprised of only females. Most of the people, like I told you on the base, did not know that we were from a prison. They knew that on the base there was a female facility, which was a federal prison, but they didn't know exactly who the people were. Well, people people are complaining of symptoms at this time, and some of these people are in the room with me, and they're coughing, eyes are red, talking about their throat is sore. And I just remember getting pissed off. And I'm like, hey, all night, all I'm hearing is coughing from y'all on that side of the room, y'all three over there. Y'all need to go to medical. Like, y'all clearly have something going on. Oh no, when I had COVID last time, some of these people had already caught COVID 4 times while being incarcerated to my 0 times. And so I was basically like, well, regardless, it sounds like COVID symptoms to me. And so they were pretty much like, no, I'm fine. Well, they went out to work the very next day. And when they went out to work, somebody complained of being so sick from their detail, a worker who was a contractor, and ended up testing positive for COVID. That ended up sending us all back to the camp. They did a massive lockdown to do testing on all base workers. So I remember them calling us by our name, making us social distance after all this time, telling us don't stand together, this and that, which didn't make much sense to me, because on the compound we were living very close together. We had been moving around very close together, and it wasn't social distancing at that point. And so we're all out there and we're doing this. They're doing this mass testing. I test negative. All the people in my room test negative. I think on this day, 9 to 14 people tested positive, all from my base detail, which automatically canceled us out from being able to go to work. So we're put back inside our rooms with limited moving, only phone and emails. Of course, I'm very upset about this. I'm feeling like, well, since people who work with them have tested positive for COVID and they haven't, eventually they're most likely going to test positive for COVID. Well, I remember by December 25th, that morning, which was a Christmas morning, I woke up and I absolutely did not feel like myself at all. It was to the point of the night before, I was so ill, I had shakes, fever, and chills. And I got up to take me a shower, brush my teeth, pull my hair to the back, and do my makeup, and I went back to my bed. And I remember one of my roommates who was getting ready to go home in a few days, they were like, hey, Bush, you don't look too well. What's wrong? And I was like, I just don't feel good today. Like, my head is pounding. I don't feel good. And so I got back on my bed. I didn't go to eat, and I laid down. Well, it was probably like 2 hours later. So at this point, I'm feeling so bad that I asked my bunkie, I said, hey, I don't feel good. Do you think you can go and get somebody to come over here and check on me? And she was like, you must not feel well, Bush, if you want me to go get somebody from medical. And so my roommate started saying, because I'm listening to them cough, sneeze, eyes red, talking about their throats hurting, and nobody cared to wear a mask in the room. Nobody cared to go get checked or anything. So at this point, they're upset because I'm asking for medical to come to the room. And I straight up let everybody in the room know at that point, y'all don't care about getting other people sick, and y'all possibly just got me sick. And so we're finna get tested right now in this room, because I have not been sick since I've been here, and all of a sudden I don't feel good. So it was maybe 10 minutes. I see blue suits show up, and they're knocking on our door and basically saying, who don't feel well in here? And so I'm telling them I don't feel well, and that everybody in my room is sick besides the one person under me. And I believe the one person who was getting ready to go home under me was sick the week prior. And I kept saying, this person was running around the compound, never sat still when they had a chance, and they were the only person that was not on a base detail, but they put them in a base room. And so I'm basically like, this person had to have contracted COVID and then brought it to our room and it spread it, because they never tested positive for COVID. They asked me and the other 5 people in my room to step outside the door. We stepped outside the door. They tested us for COVID, told us to step back in the room, and we stepped back inside the room, and we looked outside the window. We seen them whispering and talking. They left. Next thing you know, I see medical people coming and everybody, and they're tagging our room, tagging our door and telling us, do not open this door and do not come outside the room. Y'all are positive for COVID. And so lo and behold, I'm upset at this point. But I already knew that eventually it would happen, that I would end up with COVID, because I'm in a environment where it would be almost impossible to control it once the spread of it actually started to spread. So I know I have COVID at this point. The only thing I want to do is get on the phone, make a phone call to my family, which I had previously done that morning. I told my sister, hey, I don't feel too good today. I think I'm going to end up trying to go to medical. And she was like, well, what's wrong? I said, people on the base are sick and I think they have COVID. So my family pretty much knew that I was going to go to medical on this day, but that I wasn't feeling good. They just basically told me to text them over True Links and let them know what the outcome was. So I'm sitting in my room waiting to see what's going to happen at this point. One of the SIS sergeants who was very well known at FMC. So this sergeant who was with SIS over at the prison comes over, knocks on the door and steps away and basically says, grab y'all pillow, y'all blanket, and something to wear, and let's go. And like, he wasn't nice about it. It was no concern for us in his tone. It was like, get your shit and let's go. So I'm trying to figure out like where they taking us, because they had just taken like 14 people across the street a few days before, and those people didn't come back, and I heard that they didn't have room for anybody else. Well, I do what I'm told. Me and my roommates, 3 of us, follow out with this guy. He takes us across the street. We're walking on the inside of the FCI in areas of this facility that I've never been in before. They have the whole facility on lockdown at this point while we're making this movement on the inside. So eventually we're taken up somewhere, and I don't even know where I'm at until I'm inside this little small room that is a room that is normally used for people who are having mental breakdowns, where they have people who watch camera systems, not people, but inmates, to watch and monitor those people who are having mental breakdowns. And this is a room that's supposed to fit one person. However, they made space. They put 3 beds in this room. So although it's no way possible 3 beds should fit in this room, 3 beds are in this room, and I'm in one of these 3 beds, to the point where you have to turn sideways to walk just to go to the commode where somebody's head is at on their bed, and there's the commode where you drink water from. We get in this room, we sit on these beds, and I know everybody is pissed off at me at this point, because I'm the one that reported that I was sick, and I'm the reason why we're in this room. Well, I sit on my bed and I'm waiting to see, exactly what's going to happen, who's going to come in here, who's going to talk to us, like, how is this all going to play out for us? Because, of course, I'm sick, I'm ill, I do not feel well at all. I feel so bad that I feel like I just want to just lay down and pass out. My head is pounding me in a way that it has never hurt me before. I'm jittery. I'm just not myself. And everybody who knew me knew that something was not right with me. Well, eventually they call me out again, tell me to pull my mask up, and they take me down the hallway where there's a doctor. The doctor is asking me some questions. And here I have my paperwork, because I didn't think to go over my paperwork until after I left prison. So I complained of my symptoms while I was incarcerated. And this is Christmas Day of 2021. And I'm telling the doctor, I have fever, I have chills, my head hurts, my throat hurts. Like, I just feel